All right, guys, today we are on CSRY because we need to talk about what is going on with the Armory items. If you have not checked recently, you may not have known that the Armory items have just been kind of getting crushed over the past month or so. And this is really concerning because for a while, the Armory was actually a really cool tool. When a lot of these collections were very profitable, you could literally get rewarded for buying these passes and playing the game. But all of a sudden, almost nothing is looking profitable, and the Armory is looking absolutely terrible. In this video today, we're going to be talking about what's going on with the Armory, why maybe this is happening, and what even some people's theories are for, something kind of a little shady going on behind the scenes. We're going to be talking about that and much more in this video today. Today's video is sponsored by Pirate Swap, an automated CS2 trading platform where you can turn your skins into new ones simple and easy. All you have to do is click on the skins that you want to get rid of, and then click on the new skins that you want to own and select confirm trade. It's that simple, it's that easy, and Pirate Swap has an amazing collection of skins, so you will definitely be able to find something that you like. And if you use the discount code GERM on Pirate Swap today, you're actually going to be able to claim a free $10 bonus and be able to get a 35% deposit bonus as well. So it's an awesome site with awesome features offering you an amazing discount. So there's no reason to not go check out Pirate Swap with that first link in the description below today. And thank you to them for sponsoring this video. So for the longest time, I was actually a huge proponent of the Armory. I thought it was one of the cooler updates that Valve has ever done, and I was really recommending everyone, hey, if you play CS2, there's really no reason why you shouldn't always have 5 battle passes maxed out, because there's a million profitable ways to redeem these things, and you can just kind of get free money for playing the game if you're already going to be playing the game anyway. And at that time, there was collections, 120, 130, pushing 140% profitability, and you had really good chances, especially if the more stars you redeemed over and over, you had really good chances of making money. So why not? And I've even made videos and done live streams and stuff of myself redeeming Armory passes, and I had some really good passes. They got some amazing returns. I got some really cool stuff and was able to make money pretty easily just by playing the game and having a ton of fun and making money on top of it, which is also really cool. And you get to open stuff. We know people love unboxing stuff, people love opening stuff, people love the hobby, the gambling, whatever. So it was really a win-win-win for everyone. But as you can see here, a lot of those ROIs have gone quite downhill, and a lot of the prices of a ton of these items have gone quite downhill as well. You have the M4A1S Fade down about 11% in the past month. You have the AK-47B the Monster down about 9 to 10% in the past month, but not as much sales data here, so this is a little bit more unreliable, but still down in the past month. You have the CMYK down 28% in the past month. The Glock Axia down 43% in the past month. The Dragon Snore down 20% in the past month. You have even gallery case items like the Vaporwave down about 8% in the past month, and the Gold Tooth down 20 or 36% in the past month. So all these items are decreasing. You can see what's going on here. This is really going downhill quite fast. Now, there's a lot of different reasons and theories why this could be happening. Obviously, there's people out there just being like, hey, the Armory is getting a little boring. The items are getting a little bit stale. Nobody really cares anymore as demand and attention and stuff like that kind of decreases. People just don't really care, and the prices are going to go down, obviously. But what also would be concerning, even in just that regard, is that the markets have been very hot over the past couple of months. Yeah, they've started to cool down over the past couple of weeks, but 2025 has been a great start to the year for CS skins and for the CS2 investing economy overall. So to see these things dropping during a time like that, it would be a little bit concerning. But also the other argument is the fact that, hey, these things have been out for around 6 months now, and there's just so many of all of these items being created. Obviously, the prices are going to keep dropping. Now, again, as somebody who does have a small position in some Armory investments, and I know a lot of people historically have seen operations be amazing investments and see all the discontinued items that went with operations be really good, and they've been able to take them they've been able to make a lot of money. I know people see the Armory as the CS2 version or the CS2 equivalent of operations, but again, most operations lasted 2, 3, 4 months, and as the Armory continues to last longer and longer, we are obviously seeing more and more of these items being created. Now, the good thing about the Armory is you actually have to buy passes, play the game to be able to redeem them, but you have stuff like botting and everything like that, farming potentially going on, and just this longer and longer time frame. And we've already seen with the major items, stuff like Paris and Copenhagen and Shanghai, how as those sales continue to get stretched longer and longer, we had Paris being the longest sale ever, then Copenhagen being the longest sale ever, then everything like that, the supplies just get so disgustingly high that there's no money to even be made as far as investments go. Now, obviously, major items failed for so many reasons, but one of the main reasons definitely being the fact that the sale did last so long. Obviously, if the sale was much shorter, these things would have had a better chance to maybe survive as investments. Now, obviously, Valve has created a kind of a shitstorm storm with the major items, and they might be repeating those same mistakes with the Armory because, again, yeah, people say, hey, Valve doesn't care. Valve just wants to make as much money as possible. But guess what? Valve is making less and less money off of each sale of those major items, and the same thing's going to happen with the Armory. If the Armory stays out for so long, that one, you can't make money off them as profitable investments, but also they last so long that people don't feel any urgency to buy the items because they know that these things are going to be on sale for such a long time. That is not going to make them more money. That is actually going to make them significantly less amounts of money. And again, like I said, they're already seeing that with the major. We know they're making less and less money from a lot of the sales data and stuff, but also from the fact that teams, organizers, players, stuff like that are starting to get a little bit upset with Valve. And it's kind of crazy that they're repeating these same mistakes with stuff like that here, which I definitely obviously think is interesting. We also have stuff like the gallery case being as low as 65 cents on CS Float. Now, I talked about previously how I was buying the gallery case and was interested in the gallery case really at anything under 70 cents price. To me, that just seemed like, one, like a nice round number, but also seemed like a good price since, these things were being redeemed for the equivalent of 80 cents. But something I forgot to actually factor in, I think a lot of other people forgot to factor in as well, is that these things are 80 cents in terms of Steam money, because obviously you're buying the passes with Steam dollars. So actually, when you equate that to real world cash trading values, and you're taking like anywhere between 30 and 35% off of those values, that gets you to about 50 to 55 cents. So I do think there's actually room for these gallery cases to drop even further. And I would not be shocked at all if we do eventually see the gallery cases touch into that 50-cent range at some point. Now, I do think if they ever do get to that 50-cent range, they will be a very, very strong buy because, again, we can see just by looking at Steam that right now the gallery case is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cheapest case in the game. And if this case does go discontinued, there is no way it is going to stay as one of the top 5 or 6 cheapest cases in the games. You'll see here that there's no other discontinued cases on the first page, and I think there's a very, very good reason for that. Now, yeah, in terms of the overall supply and quantity, yeah, the gallery case does have a ton of cases out there. That isn't necessarily a great sign. The gallery case has about the same number as like the Snakebite case, and even similar numbers to some of the active duty cases out there. There is a lot of gallery cases on the market. There is a lot of gallery cases being created. But if this thing does go discontinued, those could be getting eaten into very, very, very fast. And I do think that price will continue to climb. But one of the ideas and theories about what is going on and what is pushing prices lower, again, the maybe the shadier side of the market, things that are going on right now, X Mercy tweeted this out. He said around 3 weeks ago, basically, all the Armory items started to drastically decrease together without any apparent reasons. Now, again, he's saying there's something different than just the natural things going on of, oh, hey, people are carrying less and less. Oh, hey, there's just more and more of these being created. He's saying that if that was natural, these things would be declining slowly, but no, it seems like something happened and they started falling off a cliff very, very fast. So he said, based on what he's searched, it seems that some massive Chinese bot farms are selling accounts or just stars, which might be the reason that explains the weird movement that is completely out of sync with the reality. Will Valve let the bots control our games and our market? I hope that they at least can address this issue. Dark times. Now, again, I'm always a little bit wary when people are making accusations like this because I have just seen time and time again that when anything happens in the Counter-Strike markets, people want to say bots, people want to say, the whole game is bots. There's people out there who are literally saying like there's 1 million plus bots playing in CS2 per day, and every time the player base grows or reaches new heights or reaches all-time highs that it's just bots and nobody even cares, nobody even plays CS, whatever. And those are really silly to me because that's obviously not true. There is millions of people playing this game. There's millions of people that love this game, and as the player bases continue to climb, the market has continued to climb as well. And, bots aren't buying skins. Bots are actually hurting skin prices. So as the game gets more popular, if it was mostly bots, skin prices would be going down while the player base climbs. But instead, the player base is getting more popular. And again, people have seen this stuff. Like I've seen my YouTube videos growing over the past couple of years. Obviously, other people have seen their websites increasingly more popular in the past couple of years. Those are not bots. Those are people. So whatever. I get there is botting, there is cheating, there are issues in CS2, but I do believe that some people overblow this stuff to some extent. Maybe it's for clicks, maybe it's for engagement, maybe it's just because they're paranoid. I don't really know. I don't really care. But this theory to me is a little bit interesting. And he talks about it more in the comments. He says, coincidentally, it all started on the 17th or 18th of March. It feels like someone just pressed the play button and let it burn. This is not about ROI. These are far from profitable. This is just about gambling and selling stars. They've been positive ROI since the release, basically. The collections haven't been updated. There are millions of skins created monthly. It was going to happen eventually. I guess now's the time. And X Mercy responds to that by saying it's not positive ROI now. Quite the opposite. The goal is not to profit with skins, but by selling stars to gamblers. There's just people who are really worried about this. Well, now even the market dies. The only thing that holds the game together. GG. We are basically heading towards becoming a gambling, cheating, and botting simulator at this point, which would obviously be very, very concerning. They only care about the number of passes sold. They did nothing about bots farming weekly drops. Why would they do something about a thing that brings them a lot of money? I don't think it's smart to let bots and cheaters completely dominate your game. And that's this is the main thing that I'm talking about, because this is most people's main argument, is that Valve is only incentivized to make as much money as possible. They don't care if it's bots. They don't care what happens, blah, blah, blah. But again, we already saw with stuff like the major items, stuff like Paris, when real people got burned, that put them off to this in the future. If you're Valve, you actually want these things to be good investments. You want these things to be profitable. You want people who buy these things and invest in them and hold them to make money, because then they're going to be incentivized to do that over and over and over again, and you get this feedback loop. And that's what Valve had going on previously with major items, where people would always buy them because people knew they'd make some money. So why would I not buy a bunch of them, make a bunch of money off them, and hey, everybody's happy. Valve makes their money, I make my money, whatever. But now, as these things are unprofitable, no one buys major items anymore. No one cares about major items anymore, and that means less money for Valve at the end of the day. So yeah, I think Valve needs to make a change. I think the Armory has, these current collection of Armory items has already gone on way too long. I think it's crazy that the limited edition item has not gotten a replacement yet. I think it's crazy that 6 months going on 7 months later, that none of these collections or items or anything has got changed out yet. And yeah, this was a money printer at some point for Valve, but if they get too greedy, not only is it going to ruin these current collections of items, but it's also going to ruin any future new items they put in this as well. Because why would people be hyped up and excited about new items if they know they're just going to be in this thing for 7 months, and they know they can always get these things cheaper later on down the road, and they also know that they're all going to be terrible investments because there's going to be millions and tens of millions or whatever of all these created. That is not a smart move by Valve. So again, I don't know exactly what's going on. Maybe it's bots, maybe it's whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's Chinese bot farmers, or maybe it's just things are getting stale. But the Armory is looking really, really bad lately, and Valve definitely needs to do something about this and make a change, I think, sooner rather than later. And that's what I've been saying for a couple months at this point. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you the next one. Until then, peace.